to winning away as we get set for action. Robert Seabird playing host to Liberty. And Coops, look back at Robert Seabird's last contest, a hard-fought loss to Fairmont Senior.
Yes, Bill, RCB mistakes led up to a loss to Fairmont Senior 2 weeks ago in Fairmont. Despite Jeremiah King's 317 rushing yards, the Eagles lost to Senior 20-21. Once again, mistakes at the most inopportune times cost the Eagles. RCB couldn't capitalize on a Fairmont miscue on the opening play of the game, and both teams battled to a scoreless first quarter. Senior scored in the second canto on a 51-yard rush. RCB's King had a long kickoff return, but the Eagles couldn't find the end zone and turned the ball over on downs at the Senior 29. Senior took advantage and scored on a 63-yard pass play to lead 14-0 halfway through the second quarter. King found the end zone from 56 yards out 3 plays later and cut their deficit to 7 on Cameron Clark's PAT. Senior was driving late in the second, but Latrell Jones came up big with an interception in the end zone that thwarted that scoring attempt, and the Eagles went into the half down 7-14. RCB recovered Fairmont's onside kick attempt, and King made them pay, tying up the contest 3 plays later. After the go-ahead, TD by King was called back by a penalty. Eagles missed a 33-yard field goal attempt, and Senior scored in the fourth quarter to go up 21-14. RCB put together a scoring drive, and George scored on a 1-yard plunge, but a low snap led to a missed PAT with 3:37 left in the fourth. RCB held Fairmont on their next possession, but an offsides call on fourth down gave Senior a first down, and they ran out the clock. RCB is now 4-3 on the season, ranked number 12 in the latest WVSSAC poll. King led the way with 34 carries for 317 yards and 2 TDs, had 2 catches for 17 yards as well. Evan Warren chipped in 11 yards on 5 carries, and George.
I watched him tonight warming up, like rolling out and everything. He looked fine to me.
This game, a tough loss to Fairmont Senior on the road. We'll take a quick break, come back, and preview tonight's opponent, the Liberty Mountaineers. That's next as you listen to Robert Seabird Football on 101.3.
The Bears.
He just got caught, that big kid Fairmont, when they got into each other, his foot crossed underneath Nick's foot, and when they went over, it just went Nick's foot over his foot. He got home, and I was like, oh, that was bad. And when that short, because of baseball, I was like, oh, not the short.
Over there. I got it right there. I'm not in now.
That worried me. But he seems okay. It looks like he's throwing the ball hard and everything, so.
It's the best we can practice we've had in a long time.
Yeah, like I said, I'd like to get, I'd love to play Bridgeport again. This first half was about playing. There was just kind of good thing.
You got the iPads up there?
Yeah, that's good. And they do have the benefit. They don't have a bunch of guys going both ways. I don't use my coming down now. They don't have guys going both ways as much. I like to play. Well, everybody we lost to,
The Robert C. Byrd FFA and Floral Culture class are selling fall decorations near the food truck. Stop by and see what we have to support RCB students. The officials for tonight's contest. The referee is Pete Ward. The umpire is Joseph Parton. The line judge, Hank Crum. The head linesman is Joel York. The side judge is Trey Saratini. And the field judge is Jimmy Holmes.
He said it's in the fridge, or sit on top of the fridge. And then he said Morgan's taking one down to the field now.
Liberty Mountaineers.
Liberty played even with the number 4 Cougars in the first half, and if not for a stop by the Cougars on 4th down from the 1-yard line, the game would have been tied at the half. That play, however, swung momentum to the Cougars, and Lincoln scored the next 2 TDs to take a 27-7 lead at the start of the fourth quarter. Liberty answered with quarterback Julius Bartley completing all 5 of his passes on the 71-yard drive, and Raiden Childers scored from 2 yards out to make it 27-14. Lincoln came right back and scored on a 49-yard TD to put the game out of reach. The Mountaineers are now 4-4 and ranked number 22 in the latest SSAC poll. Raiden Childers had 27 carries for 77 yards in the TD. Buchanan had 9 carries for 28 yards and 3 receptions for 15. Knapp, 2 for 36 and 1 catch for 16 yards. And quarterback Bartley was 8 of 9 for 122 yards.
Robert C. Byrd getting set for action. The captains, Robert C. Byrd out awaiting the Mountaineer captains. For Robert C. Byrd, Evan Warren. One of the captains, Jeremiah King. Also Aiden Morris and Drew Paul. So those are the 4 Robert C. Byrd captains. RCB tonight in their green jerseys, green pants with blue trim, white lettering, white helmets. And Coops, as we look forward here, we talk about a couple guys that stand out for the Flying Eagles. Jeremiah King doing the job on the ground. 1,382 yards, 9.7 average, 12 TDs. If the season were to end today, he would be 7th in terms of all-time rushing yardage in a season. Keep in mind there's still 2 games plus postseason left to see what he can get done on the ground. Also in the air, quarterback Nick George, 32 of 66, 493 yards, 5 TDs, no interceptions. He's also rushed the ball 28 times and picked up 2 TDs along the way. Favorite receiver, Nathaniel Junkins, 15 receptions, averaging 17.5 yards a reception and 2 touchdowns as well. Throwing a 57-yard punt return for a touchdown against Elkins in the opener, and 3 scores are what Mr. Junkins possesses. A chance now to unveil Coop's keys to a Robert C. Byrd win.
Thanks, Bill. On offense, RCB needs to establish their running game, get Jeremiah King going, then throw in some pass plays, maybe some play action to test the Mountaineer defense. Defensively, control the line of scrimmage, keep Liberty's running game in check. Finally, the Eagles need to eliminate penalties and mistakes against Liberty. These miscues have cost RCB a few games so far this season, and it's too late in the year to be making the same miscues.
I like those keys to Robert C. Byrd win, Mr. Cooper. Robert C. Byrd's captains meeting with the Mountaineer captains. Of course, Liberty in their white jerseys with blue lettering, red and blue trim, and white helmets with a big L on the side. So, Coops, Robert C. Byrd a week off. Coach Gorell said it couldn't come at a better time. His team dinged up a little bit, had some issues with injuries, but they're healthy now. They also worked on fine-tuning the passing attack, so that should be a good thing for this Robert C. Byrd offense, as there's a fine line between being rested and being rusty. Hopefully, just 1 week off is just what the doctor ordered for Robert C. Byrd.
Yeah, it gives them plenty of opportunities to, again, heal up a little bit, get those nagging injuries taken care of, and then fine-tune their offense and defense, maybe work on some plays, fine-tune the playbook there a little bit. So hopefully this will give them some momentum going into the postseason.
Well, the Mountaineers have the football to start. Now, both teams have lots to play for. Of course, we'll talk more about that in our halftime interview with Chris Nutter. We talked about the importance of this game for both the Mountaineers and for the Flying Eagles, and also the Mohawk Bowl this evening between Morgantown and University. That one a huge one as well. So all 4 teams we'll discuss during the halftime show have a lot to play for this evening. So the Mountaineers will start it out getting the ball first. Robert C. Byrd on the defensive, if you will, to get this game going. No place like home. We appreciate all the hospitality here on One Eagle Way. Of course, you're talking about a great administration here, and they're very supportive, and we just appreciate what they do for us as we got a chance to get back here. This, the last regularly scheduled game, but RCB at number 11 in Class AA. A big win here and a win against Philip Barber, and could potentially, with some losses from some upper echelon teams, could potentially put Robert C. Byrd in a position to host here in the playoffs.
It's a beautiful evening for football, 57 degrees, mostly clear skies. Worried about some rain today, but actually didn't materialize. So, great night for football.
Well, it'll be Cam Clark, one of the best kickers in the area, getting set to kick it off.
Number 22, Raiden Childers.
Back deep, Andrew Todd, along with the other returner, Raiden Childers. Now, Childers is a fantastic running back, and they're not going to have an opportunity to return this one as Clark boots it out of the end zone for the touchback.
That's a big boot there. I think that's the farthest kickoff I've seen him make this year. That week off did him good.
I'll tell you, he's rested, ready to go. Of course, he's a dual sports star, also a soccer standout. So the soccer season over for Robert C. Byrd. Now he can focus primarily on his kicking duties for Coach Gurrell and the Flying Eagles. Leading out the offensive attack for Liberty is quarterback Julius Bartley. You mentioned his efforts last week, impressive in the loss. Bartley, a 5'9", 165-pound junior. He'll operate in the gun. It's a pistol look, cocked to the left. Fake handoff, he'll roll the pocket near side. Under pressure, throws. It's going to be pulled in by Dodd on the near side over the 25-yard line. Brought down immediately there. It'll be Jones on the stop, but not before the pass is completed to Dodd.
Julius Bartley's pass is complete to number 4, Jensen Dodd.
Well, the rushing attack for both teams will be pivotal this evening. They'll both try to establish it, but Coach Harmon comes out with a pass on first down.
Yeah, probably trying to catch RCB off guard. You know, they probably playing the majority of defense for the run.
Four-man front for the Flying Eagles. Same offensive look for the Mountaineers. This time Childers gets the carry, goes straight forward over the 30, 31-yard line. He picks up a first down for the Mountaineers. Strong run between the tackles for Childers.
On the carry. Gain of 6
on the stop, Jeremiah King for the Flying Eagles. Just underway here in this opening quarter of play. The Mountaineers get the game's first down. A nice pickup on first down with a 5-yard completion. And there we see Childers getting 6 yards to move the chains. Well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Same offensive formation. The pistol look with a sidecar to the left. Play action, far side. The pass is deflected, almost intercepted. Nathaniel Junkins shoots the passing route, gets a hand on it, and almost comes up with the INT.
Yeah, he was in the end zone if he came up with that one for sure. Good defensive play, jumped the route, and I think maybe quarterback telegraphed that one a little bit, but Junkins was all over it.
It'll be second down and 10 for the Mountaineers, just underway here at Robert C. Byrd High School. The handoff, and it's muffed. It comes free, and it's a fight for it. It looks like RCB had it, and let's see, they give it to them. Flying Eagles come up with a loose pigskin. The game's first turnover, and Robert C. Byrd looks to capitalize. And coming up with a pigskin, Jonathan Arnold. So the fumble recovery for Arnold.
Fumble recovered by number 68,
Coop.
Jonathan Arnold.
Going back to the Lincoln game in the first 2 quarters of the Fairmont Senior game, Robert C. Byrd had forced 7 turnovers in 6 quarters of play. There they generate another one here early in this game.
Let's see if they can capitalize on it.
Pitch back to King on the near side. Gets to the 20, to the 15, brought down there. King waits patiently for the hole to open up, gets through it quickly. It'll be an 11-yard pickup and a first down for the Flying Eagles.
Initial stop is made by number 21, Gabriel Nichols. First down, Flying Eagles. First and 10, Robert C. Byrd at the Mountaineer 14-yard
RCB
line.
operating quickly, plenty of time on the play clock at 19 and turning. It'll be a pistol look. Sidecar left, handoff King. Straight forward, bounces around, goes to the outside, stiff arm, waits. and he's going to be brought down at the 10. Patient run for the King, picking up 4 on the play.
Jeremiah King on the carry.
So RCB going to their bread and butter. Coach Gorell talked in the pregame interview that his tailback exhausted. Of course, he had a ton of carries against Fairmont Senior, 315 yards on the ground, so he deserved it.
34 carries, I believe. That's a lot of carries.
So we'll see the I formation with twin receivers to the near side on 2nd down and 6. Hand off to King. Far side, inside the 5, stays on his feet and gets to the 2-yard line. They'll mark him back to the 3.5. They'll say his knee touches down. Nonetheless, it is a first down and a fresh set of downs for the Flying Eagles. 9:19, opening period of play. Scoreless affair at One Eagle Way.
Pick up the 7 on the play.
They'll call it a 7-yard pickup.
First down, Flying Eagles.
King averaging right around 10 yards per carry for his career. Handoff straight forward, and not much there. Aiden Morris stopped on the play. Brings up a 3rd down in what could be 4-down territory.
Aiden Morris on the carry. No gain on the play. Initial stop.
So Mayers makes the stop for Liberty and Coops. The Mountaineers want to toughen up inside between the tackles. They do just that on that play.
Yeah, good defense there by Liberty.
In the gun, it'll be George. Pitch back, goes to King. King cuts back, goes into the end zone, and a hanky on the turf will disallow the touchdown for King. Last time we saw King on the field, he made an extraordinary run, Coop, a 57-yard TD run against Fairmont Senior that looked to give the Flying Eagles a go-ahead score in the 3rd period of play. The flag called it back, and Robert Seabird never regained momentum from that point on. This time, once again, a hanky nullifies the touchdown run by King. Ball marked back outside the 10. They'll get him at the 12-yard line, middle of the field, where it'll be 2nd down for the Flying Eagles and goal to go. I formation, receivers to both sides. Hand off to King. King spun around, gets forward, gets to the 5, and brought down there.
Somebody lost the helmet.
So a Mountaineer loses his helmet. On the far side looks to be Nick Todd. He'll come out of the game.
Gain of 8 on the play.
Replaced in the defensive lineup.
3rd down and goal.
And that's one thing about Liberty that's impressive. Coach Harmon's done an excellent job of building depth. So you're going to see multiple players in and out of the game, garnering experience at the same time keeping the team as a whole fresh. 3rd down and goal from the 5. King with it, straight forward, and walks in the end zone. It's a Robert C. Byrd touchdown with 7:25 left in this opening quarter play. Fireworks going off here at One Eagle Way. Look out.
Hey, that's something new.
Yeah. Athletic Director Eric Post didn't tell us about that.
Nah, surprise, surprise.
On for the PAT, it'll be Cam Clark.
I've seen a lot of 4th of July fireworks, not that good.
Kudos to the administration here for that beautiful display. Nice. The kick is up, and kick is good. 7-0 Bird leads it. Break the take. RCB.
That kick is good. 7:25 left in the 1st quarter. The Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles 7. Liberty nothing. How about that shit?
opening possession for the Flying Eagles.
Yeah, RCB kept it on the ground, relied on the running game. Jeremiah King had 5 carries, Morris 1. King ended up with 5 carries for 34 yards.
Kickoff, it's going to be a short one, fielded at the 43-yard line. The onside attempt did not work, so Liberty with good starting field position on possession number 2.
Waiting for the smoke to clear now.
Looks a little like Transylvania out there. Injury on the field. We'll take a break.
Nicholas Todd on the recovery for Liberty. 1st and 10 Mountaineers.
Officials watering down the field. Not sure exactly what's going on down there, but all 3 officials in there with water bottles.
Maybe a little blood.
Could be. Good pull. That's what it's all about, Coop. You're on top of it.
Hey, you know, I got a good imagination.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. And so they get everything taken care of as we get back to live action. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 42-yard line for Liberty. Pistol look, cocked left, handoff, Hankey on the turf. Penalty will go against the Mountaineers. Their first mark off of the contest. Procedure, 5 yards. 7:21 left in this opening quarter play. RCB on top, 7-zip. Well, Jeremiah King adds to his total of touchdown rushes this year, 13. And that setback will move the ball back to the Liberty 37. Julius Bartlett. Hard count. Handoff. Childers tries the far side. Dances forward. Gets hit and brought down right at the 40-yard line. A pickup of a handful on the play there. A nice job by the Mountaineers up front. Getting a little bit of running room for Childers. So Childers will be the main back, the main featured back here, and why not? Anybody who scores 5 TDs in a game like he did against East Fairmont a couple games ago, you want to give him the ball as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Basically the same formation offensively throughout this first quarter. Bartley back to pass. He is pressured. He'll be brought down for a sack back at the 26-yard line as Arnold knocks one out of the park, literally, as he makes the sack, gets up, and pretends to hit the home run out of Winning Way Stadium. Lots of great costumes here, Coop, as we approach Halloween.
What you dress up as tonight there, buddy?
Not a thing. How about you?
I'm from Lulu's down in Myrtle Beach.
You're Lulu. Myrtle Beach, now you're going to make me sad that we're not there.
Well, maybe we can get a game down there.
That would be fantastic.
We were halfway there when we went to Greenbrier East. We should have just kept on going.
Kept on rolling, huh? Liberty calls a timeout to avoid the play clock expiration, so we'll keep it right here. 7-0 the score in favor of Robert C. Byrd. 5:51 left in this opening quarter play, and for Robert C. Byrd, creating an opportunity and then cashing in as they force the fumble, recover it, get the short field, and Jeremiah King does the honors for the Flying Eagles.
Yes, he did. Continuing his outstanding play that he's been doing for 4 years now. And, I remember him when we were doing games as he was a freshman, and you could just see he's the maturity and the physicalness. He's got a lot bigger, a lot stronger as the years have gone by.
You look at what he's done And you're talking about a guy who has 5 300-yard-plus games, counting last game's effort against Fairmont Senior. And it just the legend continues to grow. Will he have the opportunity to become the state's all-time leading rusher? That's debatable. And when you don't have the full complement of games, he's losing out on
he lost
2
games last year,
Sure.
and then 2 games this year.
Exactly. So it's kind of frustrating for King. It's hard to imagine what it could be because it's been impressive in the games he's had a chance to perform in. Out of the timeout, 3rd and 26. Bartley back to pass, trying to set up a screen. Avoids a sack, rolls the pocket near side, tucks it, he runs, and gets chased out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Defensively on the stop, Latrell Jones. So RCB's defense, a second consecutive strong showing, this time forcing a punt. 5-yard pickup on the play for Bartley. And that time RCB's defense kept everything in front of them just like you're supposed to do.
Right. Maybe that extra week of working on defense really helped them out. Stay home on those plays, stay in your lane.
On for the punt. Jensen Dodd. Back deep to return. Nathaniel Junkins. He'll set up at the RCB 37. Snaps back and a hanky on the turf. Procedure on the Mountaineers. 2 infractions, totaling 10 yards for the Mountaineers. They'll bump him back 5. Snap back to Jensen. He's got time. Pressure forces the low line driver. It's going to roll, and Junkins will get out of the way. It rolls to the 34-yard line. It'll be down there by Childers. So RCB with a second consecutive possession. It starts out with good starting field position.
Yeah, decent position right there. Chance got to say a little shout out to Mayor and Kelly and Carly and Caitlin and Jimmy and Jill if they're listening. Our Harrison County Assessor Albert Moreno said he's a big fan and wanted me to tell you hi.
You tell you what, you don't get a better person than Albert Moreno. What a great man. And every person you mentioned there, standout individuals. I mean, really. Your family, exceptional. The Williams family.
Joe Linda. Who else have we got? I'm sure I'm missing somebody.
Jones gets the carry. Tries the far side over the 45. Midfield hanky on the turf. It's coming back as Jones down the sideline. He's going to get inside the 10 where he is bumped out of bounds. But
another flag.
All for naught as Hankey's all over the field. The second hanky coming in right around the 35-yard line of Liberty.
I didn't see any foul there.
No, I did not either. But you know and I know that when the fouls come out, the flags come out, seems like they come out in bunches. Already in this quarter alone, you've got 3 penalties. This will be number 4, and there's still 5 minutes and 24 seconds remaining. So it's going to be a hold against Robert Seaberg. 10-yard mark off. They've got 2 of those in this opening quarter play. They lead 7-0. Penalties, Coop, penalties in this situation a lot of times can really derail an offensive opportunity.
Absolutely. And it's happened a few times this year.
Bring up first down at 15.
Well, the ball marked back to the Robert Seaberg 29-yard line.
The Robert Seaberg 29-yard line.
That was a good run by Jones, too.
Sure was. Jones, over 100 yards in his first varsity game against Elkins. Since then, used sparingly. Pass to Jones on the near side. Gets a block. 40, 45, turns the corner near side. The 40, it's a foot race. And he'll be brought down inside the 30 at the 25-yard line. And a good job there by the Mountaineers. Childers making the touchdown-saving stop. And those are the kind of plays that Nick George loves. Why? You get the big gainer on the yards after the catch, and it really looks good in the stat line.
Oh, absolutely. 46-yard gain.
Gain of 46 on the play.
First pass of the game, it's a dandy for the Flying Eagles.
First and 10, Robert C. Bird.
Now the Mountaineers defensively
45-yard line.
look to bring the house to stop the run. Pitch back goes to King. He tries the far side. Stiff arm, turns the corner, 20, 15, the 10, and brought down from behind after the first down. RCB back in the red zone and then some. Marked down at the Mountaineers 7-yard line. 18-yard pickup for the King. RCB's offense on the move.
Initial stop was made by number 20, Anthony Knapp.
Anthony Knapp gets credit for the tackle for the Mountaineers, but not before King picks up a fresh set of downs.
First and 10, Robert C. Bird. First and goal, Robert C. Bird.
RCB looking to establish momentum here. 3 receivers flank near side. Handoff, Evan Warren squirts forward at the 5, backs his way in. It's a touchdown for Evan Warren, a 7-yard plunge, and RCB finds pay dirt for a second time in this opening quarter.
Number 10, Evan Warren, 7 yards, and a Robert C. Bird.
So Coop, Robert C. Bird mixing in some pass on that possession, and the run finished off by Evan Warren.
Yeah, good carry for Evan. 2 hands on the ball and put his head down and found the end zone.
What a standout defensive player he is, but in the last couple games we're seeing some offensive opportunities for the senior, and he's capitalizing. Clark on for the PAT. It is up, and it is good. RCB on top, 14.
That kick is good. With 4:20 left in the first quarter. The Robert C. Bird Flying Eagles, 14. The Liberty Mountaineers, nothing.
Nothing our score. The home team on top with 4:20 left in this opening quarter of play.
Well, not a lack of action here this evening. Things are coming along very well for RCB. Playing good defense and getting the ball in good field position and capitalizing. And
that kickoff is going to sail through the aftermath of the celebratory fireworks into the end zone for the touchdown. How about that sneaky athletic director, Eric Post?
Yeah, putting on a pyrotechnical show here.
Didn't even tip us off to this. I mean, he's got some.
It's hard to tell what's up that boy's sleeve.
Who knows what's next? Exactly right. Here come the Mountaineers for possession number 3, the ball at their own 20-yard line.
Mountaineer offense really not being able to do too much. They've had one pass play for 5 yards. I think that was on the opening play of the game.
On the second play, they got their first down. Since then, it's been RCB. Handoff right up the gut. Schilder squirts free and is brought down at the 24-yard line. Forward progress as he got through the pack. Good second effort gets him 4 yards on first down. Jones on the stop for the Flying Eagles. And we're seeing good play by the freshman on both sides of the football.
Right. Yep.
Makes a stop there. You look back a few plays ago, huge play in the passing game to get Robert C. Bird in prime position for that second score. Pistol cocked left. Bartley pumps, passes far side, incomplete behind the intended receiver. On the play, that was Jensen Todd. Coverage provided by Robert C. Bird's Braylon Hilliard.
Bartley's pass intended for Dodd.
Stopping the clock with 3:34 left in this opening quarter of play. 3rd down and 6. The Mountaineers need to find some way to keep this drive alive and keep the ball away from the red-hot RCB offense.
Yeah, RCB's offense is really racking up the yardage. I believe they have over 100 yards total offense so far here just in the 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Handoff Childers, far side, gets free. 1st down and more over the 32 to the 35. Make it the 36 on forward progress. So Childers keeps this drive alive for the Mounties.
Yeah, big 12-yard pickup there.
Greg Childers on the carry. Gain of 11 on the play.
Evan Warren gets credit for the stop.
Made by number 10, Evan Warren. 1st down, Liberty.
Well, the Liberty Mountaineers wisely here slowing things down offensively as they are huddling up, trying to take some time and trying to make sure that they keep the ball away from RCB as much as possible. The ball thrown 36. Pistol cocked left. Fake handoff. Bartley back to pass. Complete on the far side to the 42-yard line. And on the reception for the Mountaineers, that's Anthony Knapp. So Knapp gets the reception for the Mountaineers. And I'll tell you, I'm impressed with the way Bartley is throwing the football. Right-handed quarterback's got plenty of zip on it. Stands tall in the pocket. Sets up, scans the field, and makes a good decision. So the junior showing some signs. Of course, she's following some great quarterbacks in Liberty history. One comes to mind, and we're talking about Jimbo Fisher. You might have heard of that guy.
Yeah, I think the name sounds familiar.
Had a chance to watch him a lot when he was younger. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Handoff up the gut. Not much there. Childers stoned to the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up a half yard, and that is it. So I spent a lot of my childhood watching guys like Jimbo Fisher, Hilliard, the running back, and Billy Leeson, the lineman, who went on to play at Virginia Tech. A lot of great players coming out of this Mountaineer program. So it'll be 3rd down and call it 4 for the Mountaineers. The ball spotted near the middle of the field at their own 42-yard line. Bartley surveys the defense. He's got a receiver to the near side. Flying Eagles edging up. Looking for the run here. Bartley, quick hitter on the near side, incomplete. As he was not on the same page as his receiver, it goes to the ground, incomplete, bringing up a 4th down.
Bartley's pass intended for Nichols.
Well, Robert Seabird's defense forcing a 4th down, and let's see if the Mountaineers go here. 1:32 left in this opening quarter of play.
I don't know about this one.
Well, they leave the offense on here. And of course, RCB's seen this. Deja vu, 4th down, a team trying to draw them off sides. Polar Bears did it to ice the game. They're going to go for it here. Pitch back goes to Childers. Cuts his way forward and weaves for the 1st down. They catch Robert Seabird off balance, and Childers gets his way into Bird territory, brought down at the 48-yard line. That is a gutsy call there by head coach A.J. Harmon.
Stop was made by Wagner and King.
9-yard pickup.
1st down, Liberty. 1st and 10 Mountaineers at the Flying
And the
Eagles,
Mountaineers find
48-yard
themselves
line.
in RCB territory. This first quarter winding down, a quick-moving first canto of play. Now the Mountaineers change it up. It's the pistol, but it's cocked to the right on this 1st down play. Fake handoff. Bartley rolls the pocket. Pressure's on. He's going to tuck, run, and get hit. It's a quarterback sack back at the 48-yard line. Evan Warren back there along with the big man, Wyatt Minor. As they converge, make the stop. It'll be a large loss on the play.
Bartley sacked in the backfield by Wyatt Minor and Evan Warren.
And Coop, that time, no time to set up for the quarterback part.
No, he rolled. When he rolled left, he was met by a couple RCB players. So didn't have a chance to even set his feet.
Well, they go back to the pistol cocked left on this 2nd down and long. Twin receivers near side. Handoff, Childers dancing forward. He spins around and gets brought down right around the 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7 on the play, and that'll do it for this first quarter. 14-0. Robert Seabird leads it. We've got a break to take.
Gain of 7 on the play. It's third down. The clock is malfunctioning.
And John Cooper, as we get set for second quarter action, 14-0. The Flangels lead it. It'll be a third down and lengthy for this Mountaineers squad. Looks to be a strong 7 for the Mountaineers. The ball resting at the RCB 44 on the near side. Coop, the defense, looking for a big play here as the Mountaineers shocked RCB going for it on 4th down and 4 just a couple plays ago.
Yeah, that's I was highly skeptical of that call, but proven wrong for the first time this year.
That's right. The first time. First time all your life, I think.
Well,
I'll have to ask Mary about that.
I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken.
There you go. Handoff, Childers up front, backs his way to the 39-yard line. He'll be about 2 yards short of a first down. I'll tell you, Childers has had a lot of success rushing the football in this opening
he's
half.
got a lot of lower leg strength. He's keeps his legs moving and runs hard.
So it's 4th down, and it's go time for the Mountaineers. If they're going to go for it in their own territory on 4th and 4, you think they'll definitely go for it here.
No, absolutely. 4th and 2?
Pistol cocked left. Pitch back. Here comes Childers to the near side. Turns the corner, bumped out of bounds, and should be short of the first down. Let's wait. Where's the official at?
The official at the far end's got him at the 39.
It looks like, it looks like it's going to be a 4th, or the ball will be turned over to Robert Seaburn on downs, and they do. The defense stands tall, makes a big 4th down stop. They go with Childers on the near side, trying to get him in space, but RCB with excellent containment snuffs out that play.
Yeah, they were able to string it out long enough to be able to, for the rest of the defense to catch up.
RCB with good starting field position for possession number 3. Nick George coming out in the gun. He's got 3 receivers to the far side. Snap back, looks to the near side. King's got it, and then loses it. Out of bounds, incomplete. Lost the football. Looked like he had it hauled in, but Bartley comes over, makes a nice stick, making sure that King doesn't come up with the ball. 11:03, stop clock, second quarter. Robert Seabird back in action next week as they will hit the road, traveling to Philip Barber, Colt territory, next Friday for Robert Seabird's last regular season game. Handoff's going to go to King. King weaves his way forward, takes on a tackler, and moves to the 44-yard line. Good second effort by the King, gets him 4 yards. It'll be 3rd down and call it 6. Keep in mind, Robert Seabird gets the ball first in the second half of action. Right now they have a 2-score lead. They want to grow that lead, but to do that, they've got to convert on this 3rd down play.
Yeah, this is about the first long yardage 3rd down they've had all night.
Shotgun look for quarterback Nick George. Fake handoff, and the pass in the flat almost intercepted as the Mountaineers snuff that out and make a nice stop there.
Nick George's
Ooh,
pass
that could have been ugly.
intended for Jones. Landon
So Landon Clevenger makes the stop. We don't have him on our roster.
He,
on the coverage.
man, he had end zone in his eyes.
Stops the clock with 10:19 left in this second quarter of play. Fourth down, and looks like RCB might go for it.
It's looking that way, but they better hurry.
They
play
still have
clocks.
timeouts. You know, Coups have not used a timeout. in
That's
this
a first as well.
RCB at the line, trying to draw Liberty offsides. They're not going to do it. RCB burns the tee.
Timeout, Robert C. Bird. That's their first timeout.
To go for it. Hand off the King. Straight forward, and he's going to dive, and looks like he's going to be inches short. Spot's got him just short of the first down on the 4th down and 6 draw play right up the gut, and RCB almost pulls it off. 5-yard pickup, but he needed 6.
Yep.
Robert C. Bird turns the ball over on downs. First and 10, Liberty.
14-0 RCB on top. 10-11. Fast-moving first half of play here at One Eagle Way. As we see Principal Steve Gibson on the field. He wants to know what he's doing. He's sneaking down there to get a good view of the next fireworks show. Well, the Mountaineers, both teams, actually, with big 4th down stops, and the Mountaineers have it just inside RCB territory. Bartley trying to set up a screen, rolls, pass, near side, complete. Childers, and he loses it. It's free, and they're going to say it's a complete pass and a fumble. It looks like the officials coming in on the far side. He threw the bag, and it's RCB on the stick.
Ball.
Who came up with that loose ball? Anybody know?
No, I didn't see.
Of course not.
Replay.
We've got a replay right here.
got the
Stephen
loose ball?
Kennedy on the scene. RCB with the second turnover of the game.
First down, Flying Eagles. At the Liberty 43-yard line.
RCB has it now at the Liberty 43-yard line.
Another forced turnover.
Impressive. 2 of them already in this game. They forced 9 turnovers in the last 3 outings. Quarterback keeper, George tries the far side, gets inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Strong physical run by the quarterback, Nick George. 6'2", 220-pound junior. He's got 2 TDs on the ground, Coops.
That's George's first carry of this evening.
Caught the Mountaineers off guard. Looked like they were leaning heavy on the tailback on that play. King proves to be the decoy.
Well, need to keep him honest a little bit. You know, everybody in the stadium knows that Jeremiah's going to get his carries, so every now and then just keep him off guard.
Play action, looking deep. Junkins hauls it in at the 5 and walks into the end zone for the touchdown. 34-yard scoring strike on the money. Quarterback Nick George to his main man, Nathaniel Junkins.
And a Robert C. Bird touchdown.
Yeah, 2 receivers wide open there actually on that play.
So Junkins hauls it in, goes in for 6. Point after pending with 9:20 left in this opening half of play. Here comes Cam Clark. Snap back is a good one. The kick is up, and the kick is good as well. 21-0 RC.
That kick is good.
Yeah, 2 plays, Bill.
43 yards.
43 yards.
Kickoff.
Kept off by the 34-yard TD pass. Sorry.
Kickoff into the end zone for the touchback. Yeah, that pass play pretty, wasn't it?
It
Beautiful
was.
pass.
Yeah, actually had 2 receivers open on the play.
I think when you look at what Nathaniel Junkins has done this year, he's the go-to guy. Of course, at 6'3", 215 pounds, big framed player. Plus, he's got blazing speed. That's his 16th reception of the year. Over 300 yards in receptions and now 3 TDs. 9:20 left in this opening half of play. RCB defensively has been impressive, just as they have been offensively. Clicking on all cylinders so far in this affair. Pistol look with a handoff. Childers is going to get hit and brought down. Aiden Morris with a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Might be a loss on the play, depending on the spot. He gets back to the 20. No gain. And that time, Morris sees the play, develop, shoots the gap, and makes the stick.
No gain on the play. Second down and 10. First quarter score. University High 14.
Mohawk Bowl 14-0. The lead for University High. Liberty with a second down and 10. Hard count. Bartley hands it off. Childers again, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage again. RCB's defense coming to play in this one. Good show of sportsmanship as Warren helps Childers up off the deck. It'll be third down and 10 as Jonathan Arnold gets credit for the tackle.
It's third down.
Sizable crowd on hand here as RCB's faithful realizing that this could be the last time they see these seniors here at home. Of course, RCB would love to host a playoff game, but depending on how the chips fall from here on out, at number 11 right now, not sure what's going to happen. Defensive timeout for the
Timeout, Robert C. Bird. That's their second timeout. Second quarter score, Bridgeport 21, Musselman 6. First quarter score, South Harrison 14, Braxton, nothing. The play resumes. 3rd down and 10 for Liberty. 20-yard line.
10 for the Mountaineers. A huge play for Liberty, who wants to keep the ball away from this red-hot Flying Eagle offense. Hankey on the turf prior to the play transpiring.
Flag on the play.
Both teams with 2 penalties apiece in that opening canto of play. And this procedure call, the first of the second quarter, will bump the Mountaineers back 5, and it makes it a 3rd down and 15. Scoring update. Bridgeport leading Musselman 21-0.
5-yard penalty.
Also in the Mohawk Bowl, 13-0 in favor of University. And we'll keep track of some of the other teams in AA that are ranked above the Flying Eagles. Number 1, Polka losing 14-0 to Herbert Hoover in the second quarter of play. Bartley gets a snap, rolls the pocket far side, pressured, throws it, incomplete. Dodd had it in and out of his hands at the 25-yard line, would have not had the first down anyway. Coverage provided by Latrell Jones, stopping the clock with 7:48 left in this second quarter.
4th down.
Also in AA, number 3 Independence leading Wyoming East 32-0. Lincoln Philip Barber in the scoreless affair in the opening quarter of play. Point Pleasance on top 7-0 over Class AAA Ripley. In a game of local interest, Frankfort, number 10, leading number 5 North Marion 12-7. So Dodd set the punt away. Hankey on the turf. And Coops, we're seeing our fair share of mental miscues for both teams.
Yeah, another procedure penalty against Liberty.
Illegal procedures called Liberty. 5-yard penalty. Replay.
4 infractions totaling 20 yards unofficially for the Mountaineers. Junkin sets up at the 40. Now, we've seen a trend in the last few games of Robert Seabird not attempting to return punts. Let's see if that goes on here. As Junkins with a prime opportunity if they elect to do that. It comes to him. He calls the fair catch and makes it at the 40. A nice job by Junkins, ranging to his left, calling the fair catch, hauling it in, and Robert Seabird now with a short field opportunity.
Yep, another good field starting field position.
1st and 10 Flying Eagles.
Robert Seabird showed that quick strike capability on their last drive. They score in 2 plays, 43 yards, extend the lead to 21-0. They look for more right here with 7:42 left in the opening half of play and 1 timeout remaining. No Jeremiah King, or actually no, he's on the field. He's going to be to the right of Todd as we're seeing an opportunity. George in a shotgun opportunity. Back to pass, looking across the middle. Braylon Hilliard had it and lost it in and out of his hands at the 34-yard line. Jones tries to dive after the rebound, but could not come up with it.
Like we had two equal players in basically the same spot.
Good point, Coop. Stopping the clock on the incomplete pass at 7:37 left in this opening half. Don't forget, halftime show brought to you by People's Bank. We'll have an interview with Chris Nutter, former broadcaster. He's taking in the Mohawk Bowl. His son Caleb, a standout for the Mohegans. Handoff goes to King. Shifts his way forward inside the 25, the 20. On the far side sideline, bumped out of bounds after a big gainer. The King gets Robert Seabird back in the red zone. They'll mark him right around the 13-yard line. 17-yard pickup by the King. So Coop, Robert Seabird on the move, looking to extend their 3 TD lead.
First down, Flying Eagles.
Quarterback Nick George comes to the sideline, gets the play.
Liberty 13-yard line.
Back into the huddle. They break camp with 11 seconds. Plenty of time as he'll send 3 receivers to the near side. It's a shotgun look with King to the left of the quarterback, designed to QB keeper. He'll walk into the end zone, but a hanky on the turf right around the 10-yard line will disallow the third rushing TD of the season for George. Looks like the infraction took place right around the 10. That'll bump the Flying Eagles back to their the 20-yard line of Liberty.
Holding's a call against Robert C. Bird. That'll be a 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
These teams combining for 7 first-half penalties. They spot it at the Liberty 19. Timeout.
Timeout, Robert C. Bird. That's their third final timeout.
First down and 15 for the Flying Eagles. They're fresh out of TOs for this first half. 7:13 remaining. It's a pistol look and a pass and a flat to King. The Mountaineers sniff it out, and they're going to make a stop. Forward progress will get the King to the 22-yard line. Well, Coop, that play sniffed out by the Mountaineers. Good job by their linebackers.
Lost a couple on that one.
That's right. A loss on the play. So what did you think about that?
Oh, that's not good.
Loss of 2 on the play.
RCB trying to utilize the backs out of the backfield. Give credit to Liberty defensively for sniffing that out.
RCB wants to, excuse me, get a little bit of this back here on second down.
Backs to both sides of George in the gun. He's going to
Oh,
throw it to
wide
the far
open.
side. He's got a guy open. It's going to be caught for the touchdown. That's Junkins for 6. It's a 21-yard score.
George's pass is complete.
Back-to-back touchdown receptions by Nathaniel Junkins and Robert C. Bird extending their lead to 27-0.
What an acrobatic catch there by Junkins, for sure.
Looked like he was turned around. Thought the ball was going to come to the
Yeah.
inside. Had to go to the outside. Made a great catch. On for the PAT, Cam Clark.
Cameron Clark for the point after attempt.
Snap back is good. The kick is up, and it is golden as well. Fireworks going off again as we take a break.
Well, see how many they bought. I don't know.
We might have Eric going out to get some more.
Yeah,
fireworks.
might be running out to Walmart or something.
Well, let's keep it here right now, as a matter of fact. Enjoy this firework display. With 6:26 left in this second quarter of play. Robert C. Bird on top, 28-0 in Coop. We've seen RCB showing balance, at least in the scoring department. A couple rushing touchdowns and a couple TDs in the air. The last two going to Nathaniel Junkins, who's putting on a show, and the receiver proven to be a vital component of this offensive attack.
Yeah, 2 TD catches, 2 reception, 2 TDs, a total of 55 yards receiving on those 2 receptions.
So when you look at Robert C. Bird's offense, you're seeing the balance that Coach Groh wants to see. He wants, going into the playoffs, his team to be balanced enough that the opposing squads can't just key on the rushing attack led by Jeremiah King.
Yeah, that's what Liberty was doing there early in the first quarter, just keying on Jeremiah. And that leaves them vulnerable to those passes that George has been completing.
Cam Clark, he's been a busy Flying Eagle. Gets set to kick it off. It's high and deep. It's going to bounce at the 3, and it's going to deaden right at the goal line, inches away from being perfect.
The poor player from Liberty didn't know what to do.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to
Just blop right there at the 4-inch line.
Wow. So the Mountaineers dodge a bullet there. They have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And the Mountaineer offense started out with a 1st down after 2 plays. And since then, they've had tough going against this Robert C. Byrd defense. It'll be Bartley, the quarterback, bringing out the troops. He's got 8 seconds left on the play clock. Snap back, pass, right side, incomplete, almost intercepted. Diving for the INT opportunity was Latrell Jones on the far side. That pass behind the intended receiver. And that was Nichols. But the coverage there blanketed by the Flying Eagles.
2nd down and 10.
Fairmont Senior leads Elkins 20-0. And I'll tell you what, don't let that record fool you. The Polar Bears, one of the best teams in AA. Bluefield at 3-3, trying to get in the playoff scene. They're on top 7-0 over Ridgeview of Virginia. Mountaineers to the run. Childers right up the gut over the 25, brought down at the 26-yard line. Momentary stoppage of the clock. RCB would love to get the ball back with an opportunity to get one more score before the break. It'll be 3rd down and call it a long 4.
That's Childers' 11th carry here in the first half.
He's been the workhorse for the Mounties. One of the area's best backs. Handoff goes to Childers, goes right up the gut. He's going to move forward and looks like he's just short as he gets to the 30-yard line. Tristan Cumberledge, the first to make contact. Big Wyatt Minor comes over to clean it up. It's going to be a 1st down. They eyeball it.
Ooh.
And that's a big one for the Mountaineers, as that keeps the ball away from RCB.
1st and 10 Liberty at the Mountaineer 30-yard line.
Stands to reason.
Well, they didn't.
After the touchback, Cooper started at the 20, but the chain gang, from our angle, it didn't look like they were setting up at the, just like right now, at our angle, it looks like you need the 40.5 to get the 1st down.
Right.
Snap is high. They come down with it. Bartley does. Hands it off to Childers, and he'll bang his way forward for a 2-yard gain. And Robert C. Byrd's line play has been exceptional. Drew Paul, Logan McCartney, Wyatt Minor, Jonathan Arnold, Trace Wagner. A lot of guys getting the job done up front for RCB.
2nd down and 7. The Mountaineer 33-yard line.
Well, Liberty in no hurry here. And I think that's a wise move for the Mountaineers, who have struggled offensively. Running the play clock down to inside 10 seconds. It'll be 2nd down and 7, and the game clock approaching the 4:20 mark and turning. Quarterback keeper brought down for a loss. Evan Warren gets in there and makes the play. The Mountaineers face a 3rd down and forever. The ball back at their own 24-yard line. It'll be a 7-yard loss on the play. So it'll be 3rd down. And look for the Mountaineers to be in no hurry here. And look for them to potentially keep it on the ground to keep the clock running. Logan Frum, the 6'1", 225-pound freshman, checking in for the Flying Eagles defensively. Hard count, pitch back, goes to Childers, tries the far side. He's hit and brought down for a loss on the play. Back at the 18-yard line, a loss of 6. Back-to-back tackles for losses. Give Robert Seabird an opportunity to get the ball in good field position.
Yeah, they sniffed that one out pretty quickly.
Stop in the backfield for a loss of 6 by Evan Warren.
It'll be Junkins setting up shop right around midfield, just inside Liberty territory, as he waits the punt from Jensen Dodd. Snap back, it's free, and RCB back there to make the stop. They'll have it at the 6-yard line. It'll be a short field opportunity. The snap back low, Dodd could not come up with it, and Robert Seabird shoots in and makes a big play in special teams, setting up the table for the offense.
Well, short field for sure. RCB plenty of time, 2:44, although they don't have any timeouts. But
shouldn't be a concern at all.
Not with that much time left.
Should be able to get 4 plays off if need be. Nick George in the gun. He's got backs to his right. It's a quarterback keeper. He goes forward and dances his way into the end zone for the 6-yard touchdown run. Third rushing touchdown of the season for the QB, and Robert Seabird's lead goes out to 34-0, point after pending. The Mountaineers bring on a late lineman. Clark lines it up. The holder is the quarterback, Nick George. Snap back, it's good. The kick is up, and it is golden. 35-0 RC.
And that kick is good. And 2:38 left in the first half. Robert Seabird, Flying Eagles, 35. The Liberty Mountaineers, nothing.
In this opening half of play, 35-0, the Bird Bulge. Clark gets set to kick it off. It's high and deep, picked up in the end zone for the touchback as the Mountaineers try to bring it out. Childers caught it about a yard deep in the end zone. Mountaineers have it 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line.
2:38 to go.
Former standout Xavier Lopez in attendance.
X-Man.
The X-Man cometh. What a great young man, and what an outstanding football player, as well as he was actually a 3-sport star. What a great.
Good baseball player.
Everybody knew he was a standout baseball player, but what he did on the hardwood last year really impressed a lot of people.
Yeah, going to play baseball at Fairmont, I believe.
That's great. Here come the Mountaineers. 2:38 left in this first half. Coach Harmon just wants to get this half over with and get into the locker room. Hand off, the ball is free, and Childers comes up with it. Great hustle on the play by Radin as he lost the handle but pounced on it immediately. Clock turning near the 2-minute mark of this second quarter. Childers that time, Coop, Could not come up with the football. Not a clean handoff. But did the wise thing. Didn't try to scoop it up and run with it. Just got possession back.
Right. Smart thing to do.
He'll get the carry. Childers will on second down. Goes forward over the 25 to the 29-yard line. He'll be a yard short of a first down.
Yeah, Childers a workhorse tonight. That's his 16th carry of the half.
How many yards did he have?
60 yards.
Where's Jeremiah King stand?
Jeremiah has 88 yards on 9 carries.
Battle of the big backs here in the Berg. Jeremiah King, Raiden Childers, two of the finest. Clock near the 1 minute mark. It's going to be a handoff. Childers dancing on the far side, picks up the first down and gets away to midfield. It's a foot race. The 40, the 30, and he'll be hit and brought down from behind by Nathaniel Junkins inside the 20-yard line with 1 minute, 3 seconds remaining. Now Liberty does have 2 timeouts in their back pocket, and that could help Coach Harmon if he elects to keep it on the ground. Obviously, if you go to the air, if it's incomplete, you stop the clock. But if he decides to keep it on the ground, he's got a chance to stop it twice if need be. Now they start the clock right back up, so the Mountaineers have to hurry. Bartley late getting into the huddle. Valuable seconds ticking off the clock here. 48 and turning as the Mountaineers make their way to the line of scrimmage. Play clock at 5. They've got to hurry. They get set. Clock is at 1. They just get it off. Childers has it. He'll get spun around and brought down for a loss. A hanky on the turf, and that might be a face mask call. If so, that'll really aid and abet the Liberty efforts here. They spot it at the 17, and it is a face mask.
Liberty said.
I think they got confused on who made the face mask. Let's see.
It said Mountaineer. Oh,
They changed it. I told you. Confusion on the field.
Why? He's pointing the other way. What do you want me to do?
Poor Childers is getting gang tackled by 6 different Flying Eagles. He doesn't have a chance to get his arms up to grab anybody's face mask. They're going to mark this inside the 10-yard line, Coop, and this gives Liberty their best opportunity to crack the scoreboard in this first half.
Where is the ball?
In the official's hand.
At the 6?
Looks like the 6-yard line.
7.
26 seconds remaining in this opening half of play. The Mountaineers looking for their first scores. They're going to retreat and move the ball back. So it'll be the 7-yard line.
There's at the 8.
Close. It's a 7. Don't get confused with that yellow line that goes across for the soccer pitch.
Gotcha.
Bartley looking to go to the air. He pumps. He'll get hit and brought down for the QB sack back at the 16. Evan Warren has been everywhere for the Flying Eagles.
Oh, somebody called timeout.
Of course, Liberty did with 8 seconds left. We'll keep it right here, Coop. 8 seconds remaining. Still 1 timeout left for the Mountaineers. They had prime position, but Evan Warren with a huge sack. He's been in the backfield all game long for the Flying Eagles.
Absolutely. It's a heck of a game.
He's playing like a man possessed. With 1 timeout remaining, Liberty would love to get into the end zone here. They know that Robert Seabird gets the ball first in the second half, and the Flying Eagle offense has been nearly unstoppable throughout the first half of action. So, Coop, Raiden Childers has been the workhorse. Do you dare go back to him here? Because obviously with 8 seconds left and 1 timeout, if you try to run him with a quick draw, if he doesn't get in the end zone, you can use that timeout and have 1 play remaining.
Or go to the air and see if you can make something happen.
Well, the big problem with going to the air is the last 4 or 5 times Bartley's dropped back to pass, he hasn't had time to even set up to throw the football.
Right.
I mean, he's not had an opportunity there, and I think the credit's given to Coach Gurrell and his staff. They're finding ways to bring pressure from different looks that have confused the Liberty offensive line. Out of the timeout, the Mountaineer offense ushered back onto the field by the quarterback, Julius Bartley. He's got two receivers to the far side and Childers in the backfield. Fake handoff, and Bartley gets sacked again by Evan Warren. What a play by the senior.
Bartley sacked by number 10, Evan Warren. Timeout, Liberty. Liberty's third and final timeout.
They put time back on the clock. There's 5 seconds remaining in this second quarter play. Liberty just used up their last timeout. Back-to-back QB sacks by Evan Warren brings the ball all the way back to the Robert C. Byrd 26-yard line. Motion, a pitch back, and a trick play. The Mountaineers are going to toss it into the end zone. It's going to be intercepted by the King at the 5. Over the 10, looking for the return, looks for a block. He's got blockers out in front at the 20, and he's going to walk out of bounds. And, of course, the officials want to throw a few hankies on the turf as time expires in this first half.
Yeah, it's that cracked back block.
A couple of Mountaineers injured on the play. And that'll do it for the first half. We'll take a break. As you're
There. This one?
I didn't get a chance to talk to the coach to get in anything to do today. I was wondering if you guys might just announce at some point Wagner Pyrotechnic is doing the fireworks. And that's, if you want to mention, www.Wagner Pyrotechnic, or look us up on Facebook. Huh? Actually, Georgia. Sophie's not feeling well, so Georgia helped me wire everything together. I got 5 minutes for a finale after the game. I'm gonna rock that hall when the game's over. That's I just got insurance. See, I've been selling them for years. I went to a convention and found out I could buy my own insurance because normally I buy it through my wholesaler so I can sell them. For an extra $2,000, I got the insurance to where I can do a show for anybody, anywhere. So that's why I told Coach. He said, "Well, I ought to give you something for doing." I said, "No." I said, "Next year, just give me a half-page ad in the program, and have the announcer announce it when I shoot them." And I said, "I'll make more money than you would ever think about paying me because I can do weddings, graduations, birthday parties now." I called the fire marshal. They said, "As long as it's consumer grade fireworks, you need no permits for now that I got the insurance, I'm not afraid to go do them.
Roll, make it off!
Thank you.
Great show so far.
Thank you. Wait till the game's over.
All right.
I don't know if I should go before or after the band though. They're doing their neon thing.
Do them during. That'd be the best part.
You wouldn't hear the band.
I know.
Robert C. Bird would like to thank Wagner Pyrotechnics for tonight's show.
Hello.
Visit them at www.wagnerpyrotechnics.com.
Wait a minute, hold on. Now I can. Up on top, right in front of the press box in my chair on the 50-yard line. Am I going? Oh, you're consistent. Yeah. They got hot chocolate. I would love that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field, under the direction of Travis Nestor and assisted by Michael Kell, the Liberty High School Marching Band. This evening, the band will be performing their 2021 program, Who I Am. Drum Major Jessica Newsom, is your band ready? Please enjoy Who I Am, performed by the Liberty High School Marching Band.
That's nice to see Nick doing it because that makes people aware that we're not one-dimensional.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we should have been doing it all the time. And then because, like, you see people, like, they'll just put 8, 9 in the box.
That's all we did here the whole first half.
And you're beating the shit out of Jeremiah. You know?
No matter whether he's got the ball or not.
Yeah. I'd rest him on defense, too. I mean, these last couple games, I don't even know if I'd have him play defense.
Well, that's what you're going to win. You don't need him to get beat up to win.
Like I said, we get our heads and everything right, they can make a deep run in the playoffs. When we get real one-dimensional, like you said, we're easy to defend.
Of course.
I'd like to see us come up with something, because everybody's going to start sitting on the junkets too, right? We need something where he goes and then we run something right behind him, right?
He clears the zone, somebody
And
comes
let him
in.
clear it, and then like a post or a corner behind him.
Yep.
Or, you know, you're looking here, looking, and then over, you know, something like that.
That's been there all year for Nick to do that. It's
Yeah.
nice to see him doing it.
Yeah. And he likes to run. He'll stick, you know, he's
It's good. Well, hey, like you said, you're surprised how big he is when you look at him.
yeah.
And if you're a high school kid seeing a 6'2", 240-pound quarterback coming at you,
Yeah, and I think he's
That's
grown
gonna give
since
you
I
pause.
think he's grown since the season started.
yeah.
We were in the kitchen the other day, and he's getting close.
Yeah.
And I'm 6'5", like we used to be. Before they started changing parts, I used to be.
I know. Well, I'm a bit... Holy moly, what are they doing out here?
I don't know.
The smartest thing the Board of Education could do in this town is to put these two schools together.
Yeah.
You cannot maintain 2 high schools in Clarksville.
No, there's just not the population anymore.
No. And you're spending way more money than you need to spend.
Yeah. They can take that money and put it into facilities and stuff for the kids. And that's what Bridgeport does, though, right? They keep everything all tight, you know? They got the little kid program, and it's the same all the way up to the high school.
Well, the thing is, all these people, not all the people, a lot of people in Clarksville bitch about they want a new middle school. Screw that. Close Liberty as a high school, make Liberty a middle school, put WI and Mountaineer Middle in Liberty, use Mountaineer Middle as a grade school.
Yeah.
So you got a brand new grade school. You don't have to spend $15 million to build a new one.
And you got them all up on one campus.
Yes, you do.
Right?
Yes, you do.
And they're separated, so you don't have the little kids, the older kids. Because the high school's down at the bottom of the hill, the little kids will be up on top.
That's all you got to do.
Because I know I've heard a couple of moms say, well, I don't want my kids around the big kids. I'm like,
well, they won't be.
They were not going to be.
Now, the people in Bridgeport have the right idea.
Yeah.
Have everything on one major campus. And even if eventually, I think eventually they're going to have to move the whole thing out to White Oak.
Oh, yeah.
But they'll still have it all in one out there.
Yeah. I think if Bridgeport could start doing some things like that, you wouldn't get everyone leaving to move to Bridgeport.
That's right.
They call me every year wanting me to bring him out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm like, why the hell would I bring him out there? Number one, you ain't thrown the ball since 1962. And in baseball, you
actually since 1957.
Yeah. I think they threw a pass tonight, and that was just to make that Lotsky guy quit complaining.
Yeah.
Gary Lotsky complains all the time. His kid's a tight end. And I'm like, Gary, you played at Bridgeport. Hell, the ball's stuffed. You guys don't even have air in it.
Yeah.
What'd you think they were going to do? Throw it to you 20 times a game? Like I told them, I'm like, why would I move and pay $400,000 for a split-level house sitting on top of a freaking hill? And then you want Nick, you don't need Nick. You got too many asses to kiss out there. Oh, yeah.
Where's your brother Mike now?
He's in Columbus, Dublin, Ohio.
Oh, is he?
Right there near Columbus, yeah. Yeah, I thought he was going to come in this week. He might be coming. I think he's coming in tomorrow.
Please tell him I said hi.
I will, yeah.
I used to always enjoyed him when he'd come to school.
Yeah. Oh, he's a character. Stretch him out, Coop. Stretch him out. I got this game tonight. Then I got to go to Ben's game down at VMI tomorrow. Oh, my back will be killing me. By the time I sit in the bleachers tonight and then all day tomorrow, I'll be walking out of it like this.
Does your wife drive or you drive when you go down there?
I go by myself.
She don't go with you?
No, she's so nervous. She couldn't stand. She gets nervous. Like, she's afraid he's going to get hurt. I'm like, he's bigger than everybody. He's not going to get hurt. Like in baseball, when he pitches, she can't watch.
Really?
When he gets ready to throw, she turns
Oh, my.
and then waits, and she'll be like, was it a ball or a strike? I'm like, strike. Why don't you watch? We went down to VMI back in the spring and watched some practice and everything. And, you know, they're mixing it up. Ben and this guy kind of tangle up, and they're jawing. And she's like, oh, that's rough. I'm like,
Oh,
you think? That's practice. she's helping Stephanie. She was going to come tonight, but they're having Nick's girlfriend, Bella's Rock.
Oh.
Yeah, and they're having a Halloween party over at the Rocks tomorrow night. Stephanie asked Lisa to come help her kind of get it. That girlfriend.
Hey.
She's sweet as she can be, but it's just it's a pain in the ass. I'm like, dude, you got to get ready for this. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I get it. We all been there, but she ain't going nowhere, right?
I'm surprised Rick didn't come here tonight.
Well, I think they're all over there getting ready for this party.
Probably.
He might have wanted to, but he probably couldn't get off the leash tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Flying Eagles Marching Band under the direction of Tom Myers, assisted by Ryan Deems. It's step up night for the band. Joining them on the field are students from the Washington Irving 8th grade band under the direction of Miss Jennifer Sager. The combined bands will be performing Hey Baby, X's and O's, and Fallout Boys, Uma Thurman. This unique opportunity gives us a glimpse into the future of the RCB marching band and also provides our marching band seniors one last hurrah. At the conclusion of tonight's football game, stick around for a special blackout performance of our competition show, The Heist, where the stadium lights go down and the field comes alive. Tonight's performance is dedicated to our 2022 senior class and our future class of 2026 marching band members. Please enjoy Step Up Night.
And if you're a football fan, you want to catch some local college football tomorrow, we've got your chance. Join Philip Fetty and me at 1 o'clock on 101.3 The Bear, or you can catch us at 1013thebear.com as we'll bring you Alderson Broadus University football. The Battlers play host to Frostburg State. Frostburg State up there at the top of the MEC, tied with Notre Dame, as a matter of fact. And that'll be an exciting game tomorrow. You want to tune in at 1 o'clock for the kick, AB playing host to Frostburg State. So, Coop, you look at the first half of play, Robert C. Byrd playing well in all facets, really impressive. When you have a week off, you ask yourself, how's the team going to come out and respond? Well, it couldn't have been any better for this team.
No, absolutely right, Bill. They were able to come out and basically impose their will on Liberty. They've scored many times. 35 points in half's a pretty good scoring figure there. But, the running game's working for them. And then when Liberty crowded the line, they started with the passing attack. And George had those two big completions to Junkins for touchdowns. And Liberty's outside looking in right now. They're 22nd in the state, and doesn't look like they're going to be able to mount a comeback tonight, but we'll see. But the main thing, RCB just needs to, stay sharp. And I think the week off really helped them. They got two games left to finish this one, and then at Philip Barber next week, and could be primed to make a run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Carell right after the loss to Fairmont Senior. It was a heartbreaking loss, and it's 11:30 at night, and we're both just stewing over it. It's disheartening when you have a loss like that. RCB loses at 21-20. We talked a little bit about that earlier. They seem to have the go-ahead TD on one of the best runs I've ever seen in high school football, only to be called back due to a penalty right around the 20-yard line. RCB never recovered from that, never got momentum back. They kept fighting, and with about 4 minutes left in the ball game, they score what appears to be the game-tying touchdown, but the extra point fails, and then RCB forces a fourth down. But the Polar Bears draw Robert C. Byrd offsides, and that was the end of the game. Tough way to lose it, but you get that week to heal, not only physically but mentally. You put that game in the rearview mirror, and you start focusing on the Mountaineers. And I got to give Coach Garrell and his staff credit for the job they've done in preparation of this ball game. Everybody on the same page. And the first half really, really went well. So for RCB in the second half, you expect more of the same thing. You also want to stay injury-free, and you want to stay sharp, as you said, in preparation for next week's finale in the Colt Country against a good Philip Barber team. Of course, they're not playing the kind of football they were a few years ago when they made the playoffs in Class AA, but they definitely have some talented players and a team that you can't take lightly. So Robert C. Byrd wants to have a good, solid second half here and then get set for 4 more quarters of regular season football against the Colts.
Yeah, Philip Barber, right. Well, 2-5 right now. They're ranked 29th in the latest poll. And so RCB's got a good opportunity to go up there and steal a victory and finish out the season on a high note.
So we get set for third period play. Robert C. Byrd set to receive it. They'll travel left to right in this third stanza. This will be the first time in this affair that the Flying Eagles have been able to return a kickoff. Let's see who Coach G elects to send back to return it. It'll be Latrell Jones along with Jeremiah King. He's got some good up-backs as well, as you throw in there Braylon Hilliard and also Jaden Willis.
Be looking for the onside kick, maybe.
That's a possibility, Coop. Down 35-0, the Mountaineers need some kind of a spark, and they had a whole lot of difficulty trying to slow down the Robert C. Byrd offense in the first half, so that stands to reason. It would be a good idea potentially.
I get one every once in a while.
You have a lot of them.
Not very often, but once.
So it'll be Jensen Todd, the kicker, getting set for action. Of course, the PA here done by new basketball head coach, Basil Lucas. Congratulations to Coach. As it is going to be an onside kick attempt, the ball is going to be taken by the Mountaineers. Raiden Childers comes up with it, and then they stop the play, as I guess they'll say he can't advance the onside kick. Let's see what happens, as that should be Liberty football.
Onside kick.
Childers was off to the races, Coop on the near side.
Yeah, I wonder what.
Greg Childers. First and 10 Liberty.
What a nice effort there by kicker Jensen Dodd. And Childers flies down the field, recovers it, and it'll be first and 10 for Liberty at the RCB 48-yard line.
47-yard line.
So, RCB's defense, not expected to be called upon so early in this quarter, but they've got to get ready and get prepared. It's a short field opportunity for Liberty. Julius Bartley, the quarterback, to the line, talking to his line, and we'll see an I formation for the first time in this one. Handoff goes to Childers, tries the right side. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Gang tackled there. Evan Warren stands in there and makes the play along with Jonathan Arnold. Two names we've called a lot for Robert C. Bird's defensive stopper unit.
On the stop for the Flying Eagles. Second down and 10.
No gain on the play.
The RCB's defense really came alive there that second quarter. Well, they've been playing well the entire game, but they've been tackling Mountaineers for losses several plays there late in the first half.
Five-man defensive front for RCB. Bartley fires. Diving catch to 40, and they're going to say it's complete. Nice pass play there. Hauling it in for the Mountaineers, Jensen Dodd. So Dodd having a strong start to this third quarter with the onside kick, and now here hauling in that reception on second down.
It's third down.
Mountaineers need 3 yards to get the first down, and they're obviously in 4-down territory. Going back to the second quarter, we saw them go for it on 4th and 4 in their own territory. Twin receivers near side. I formation. Hard count handoff. Childers tries the near side. Gets the first down. Keeps his legs churning and backs to the RCB 35-yard line.
Greg Childers on the carry.
5-yard pickup for Raiden Childers. Jeremiah King on the stop as the clock nears the 10-minute mark of this third period.
First and 10 Liberty. The Flying Eagle 35-yard line.
Is it getting foggy, or am I just losing my vision?
It's getting foggy, and we've seen one heck of a fireworks display this evening. RCB typically in a 3-man front. We're seeing them load the box here as they expect more running. Play action, Bartley. Rolls under duress, hit and brought down near midfield. Evan Warren with another quarterback sack. He's having a game of a lifetime for the Flying Eagles.
Absolutely. Been playing great defense. Even had the TD carry earlier in the first half. It's a big loss there.
Now, his dad, a standout basketball player at Washington Irving High School, just a couple years older than I am. And I remember Mike, man, what an unbelievable guard. One of the Big Ten's leaders in scoring. And as good as he was at basketball, I'm saying to you that his son Evan is equally as good in football. I mean, he is having an unbelievable season. Last year was exceptional for Warren, but man, this game right here, the best we've seen him play. Before the play could transpire, the officials stop it. Flag on the play with 9 minutes left, third quarter, 35-zip, the Bird Bulge.
Delay a game.
Looks like that is the case. Unofficially, 5 infractions, totaling 25 yards for the Mountaineers. So all 5 of their mark-offs, a 5-yard variety. RCB in the first half, 4 penalties, accounting for 40 yards. Well, that one bumps the Mountaineers back into their own territory, the ball resting at their own 47. Childers gets the handoff, dances forward, carries tacklers back into Bird territory to the 49-yard line. Trace Wagner loses his hat. He'll come out. replaced by Isaac Bordelot. Minor gets credit for the tackle. It'll be second down and call it 2 miles. They need to get to the Robert C. Byrd 25-yard line.
It's third down.
23 yards officially needed for the first down.
Sounds about right.
I formation, receivers to both sides for Liberty as Bartley rolls to the far side, sets up, fires. It's going to be incomplete, in and out of his receiver's hands at the 41-yard line.
Bartley's pass
Intended receiver on the play was Nichols.
ball's incomplete.
Stopping the clock at 7:49 in this third frame. And if this is going to be the last game for Robert C. Byrd here at Winning Away, what a way to go out. Pitching a shutout here as we approach the midway point of this third frame.
Daniel Junkins back to receive the kick for the Flying
Jensen
Eagles.
Dodd back onto the field. This time he'll punt it. Back deep, Junkins at the RCB 16. Looks like Wyatt Minor tried to get a jump on it. He'll jump offside, 5-yard mark off against RCB.
Flag on the play.
Minor, the transfer from Bridgeport. Over anxious.
Offsides is the initial call. Against Robert C. Byrd. It would be a 5-yard penalty.
Speaking of Bridgeport, putting it on Musselman. Looks like they'll remain undefeated. And I'll tell you, I've had them at the top of Class AAA all year long. As they try the quick kick, and Dodd will boot it out of bounds on the Liberty sideline.
Took out the
Chain
chain gang.
Yeah, try to make a catch on the play as that thing came scorching over that way
They're going to make them start wearing helmets
with chin straps.
with chin straps.
That one was hot.
Yeah, it came in hot there.
RCB looks to have excellent field position. They'll
The
place it at their own 35.
So, 8-yard punt.
Not the best for Dodd. Of course, he tried to hurry that one. Wanted to catch Robert C. Byrd out of position. So now RCB has it. Quarterback Nick George in the gun. Empty backfield, 3 receivers near side. Stands tall. He's going to go deep. Near side. He's got Hilliard in and out of his hands at the 32-yard line on the near side sideline. That one right there.
He's
Hilliard
there.
couldn't come up with it.
Intended for Hilliard. Second down.
Just about 4 inches.
Brings up a second down and 10. And what is the quarterback George throwing the football for the game?
He is 4 of 8 for 99 yards.
And all but one of those incompletions were put on the money. The one he telegraphed in the flat was in the Liberty defender's hands. This time Hilliard comes back, gets the ball on the reception, moves forward to the 46 and gets a first down. 11-yard pickup on the play, and a great job by Hilliard coming back, making a nice catch to move the chains.
Gain of 10 on the play. First down, Flying Eagles.
Hilliard had a 30-yard TD reception in the opener against Elkins. And he's also been a very solid defensive player in the last several games. In around comes to Jones. On the near side, gets in Liberty Mountaineer territory, tripped up. As he'll go down at the 46-yard line. Touchdown saving stop by Julius Bartley.
Got him by the shoelaces.
Jones
He
on
was
the carry.
Tell you what he's doing. He's hitting the hole quickly, Coop. He's not
Initial stop
wasting time. He's running with authority. We haven't seen this kind of running from the freshman since that opener against Elkins. Seven-yard pickup on the play. Empty backfield, 3 receivers to the far side. King on the near side. Snap back. They're going to King, one-on-one coverage. King looking for it, incomplete. As Bartley on the coverage, Nichols also coming over to aid and abet in the coverage. 6:23 on a stop clock. Both teams going to the air here the last couple possessions. A lot of incompletions and a lot of stoppages of the clock.
Third down at 3.
I've noticed that, my friend.
For the Liberty
It's going to be a long
48-yard line.
night for us, Mr. Cooper. We approach the 9 o'clock hour already. Well, Coop, it's been a fast-moving season, to say the least.
It
Hard to
has
believe.
gone by pretty quickly.
I formation on third down. Warren gets the carry, gets the first down, up in it at the 41-yard line, but not before a fresh of downs is had. And man, Warren,
Evan Warren on the
as you
carry
mentioned,
for the
runs
Flying
with two
Eagles.
hands on the ball. But I tell you, it doesn't slow him down.
Runs hard, that's right.
Gain of 5 on the play. First down, Flying Eagles. First and 10, Robert
And that's what
C.
you've got to
Byrd.
have. Honestly, you've got to have a couple things to make a deep playoff push. First of all, you have to have the offensive balance. You've got to be able to pass the football to keep defenses honest. Secondly, you've got to have another back or two that can spell Jeremiah King when you want to go to the ground exclusively. So we're seeing Warren, Jones, and also George showing that ability. This time Nick takes it over the right side, inside the 30. First down, Flying Eagles. George accounting for 3 Robert Seabird TDs, 2 with his arm, 1 with his legs. There he picks up the first down for RCB. Impressive first drive of the second half for RCB. Flying Eagles on the move as they approach the red zone. The ball resting at the Liberty 26.
Well, George stayed in bounds there, too. Very smart on his part. Keep that clock running.
26-yard line.
Just a short stoppage to move the chains, and as you mentioned, it kept on going. Inside, Kerry Morris inside the 15, the 10, cutting back at the 5, spinning and backing his way, lunging for the end zone, and he's
There it
in.
is.
Touchdown, Aiden Morris, 26-yard run.
Number 11, Aiden Morris, 26 yards.
Morris gets that TD, and on the season for Aiden, picking up his second rushing score. Coming in 82 yards on the ground on 24 attempts. Also had 6 receptions and a touchdown in the receiving department. So there he picks up his third TD of the year. On for the PAT, Cam Clark with 5:09 left in this third frame.
Cameron Clark for the point after attempt.
Snap back is a good one. The kick is up, and the kick hits the crossbar and bounces back. No good. 41-0, the RC.
Point after
In this third quarter play, and the Flying Eagles crack the scoreboard again. 41-0 the lead after the extra point hits the bar, falls to the turf. So I guess that's the first miscue of the game that we've seen from really anybody.
Well, he's probably getting tired. My Lord, he's had 5 kicks already.
Make it 6.
5 of 6.
Yep, 5 of 6. Not bad work by the senior kicker, Cam Clark. It gets off monstrous kickoff, sailing into the end zone for the touchback. Strong leg.
Good leg on him. Well, you made him mad that game. You were talking about the kicker for Greenbrier East and how good he was.
Clark's kick goes in
He
the
was
end
good.
zone.
I think he heard
He's
you.
kicking 50, 55-yard field goals in the pregame. But I'll tell you what, Cam Clark's got some field goals to his credit, and you get into a close game in the playoffs. Coach Grill not afraid to bring out the senior because he can get the job done. That's for sure.
He's good, good kicker for sure.
Two-sport stars we mentioned. He's also a standout soccer player. 5:09 left in this third period of play, and the Mountaineer offense back onto the field. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Julius Bartley with an I formation look. We didn't see this at all in the first half. We've seen it a lot in this third quarter. The handoff right up the gut. The Mountaineers work to the 25-yard line. Looks like a new ball carrier there, and I think that could be Andrew Todd.
Andrew Todd on the carry. Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5.
With the clock rolling, and if Robert Seabird can hold defensively here, we could see the rolling clock in the 4th period. Todd stays in the game as the featured tailback here. Todd gets the tote, straight forward, hit and brought down, driven back by Aiden Morris.
Looks like he got a yard on the carry.
It'll be 3rd down and call it 4.
Todd on the carry.
Well, Robert Seabird's defense looking to preserve the shutout.
Gain of 1 on the play.
Third quarter clock rolling inside of 4 minutes.
It's 3rd down.
And the question is, how long will Coach Gorell leave his first team offense in there? That's a tough one. That's a tough decision
Well, I
because
see King not playing defense right now. He's on the sidelines.
that's a smart move there for sure. But you want to get the reps in for your team who was off last week. Handoff far side, and Mountaineers pick up a yard on the play, and that is it. They'll be short of the first down. It'll be a punting situation. Todd with the 3rd consecutive carry. Not much room between the tackles. It'll be 4th down, and I don't see any indication that Liberty will punt. They might go for it here. So this could be a pivotal play in this 3rd period. RCB looking for a stop as the fog rolling in here. Most of it from the 50 to our right, which is where Liberty operates here.
Remember the Preston County Fog Bowl?
For sure. Handoff inside. It's going to go to Todd. Todd is going to be right at the line needed, and they're going to say 1st down. So the Mountaineers convert on 4th down again. And, yeah, you're talking about that Fog Bowl at Preston County where the final kickoff recovered by Preston County we couldn't even see. And they accidentally kicked it off of a player and didn't even know where the ball was located. It wasn't an intentional play. The kicker just couldn't see the ball to kick it. The Preston coach talked about that after the game. One of the weirdest endings we've seen. Well, the Mountaineers convert on 4th down. They have a new set of downs. Back to pass, Bartley. Play action. He's got a man. It's going to be incomplete at the Robert Seabird 45-yard line. In and out of the receiver's hands, Anthony Knapp. Stopping the clock at 2:08 left. And that pass, a beautiful one from Bartley.
Yeah, that's good. They covered a lot of ground with that one. 35, 40 yards in the air, I believe.
Nice evening. Unseasonably nice evening for football here in late October.
A little spooky down there, kind of Halloween related.
It is. Ironically, it's just all on one side of the football field as Todd gets the tote and goes nowhere. Half-yard gain on the play. Making the stop for the Flying Eagles, Tristan Cumberledge.
Andrew Todd on the carry, no gain on the play.
And the fog getting thicker and thicker. Of course, the Mountaineers in their white jerseys. It's going to be hard to spot them down there.
Watch for the fumble Rooski.
Coach Correll needs to remind his stoppers that those aren't ghosts out there. They're indeed Mountaineer players in those white jerseys. And I mean, this fog is
I can't remember a fog out here before. You?
not like this.
No, not like that.
Hard count up front. Looked like RCB jumped, but we can't tell. Finally, the officials come in. They'll be offside on the Flying Eagles. 6 infractions for 50 yards here.
Offsides, the initial call is Robert Bird. 5-yard penalty.
And now-
Rolling in.
Yeah, it's rolling all the way across the field from right to left. It's coming up our way now, Mr. Cooper.
Ah.
Ghost of Flying Eagle past. I feel like we're on a jet airliner.
Yeah, looking at the clouds. Hey, look down there.
On third down, the Mountaineers need 5 yards. Bartley with a pitch back to Todd, trying the far side, gets a block and gets forward over the 42-yard line for a first down.
Andrew Todd on the carry, gain of 6
Well, RCB back in action next week as they'll play on the road.
First down, Liberty.
Regular season finale, traveling to Philip Barber. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for some college football, look no further than 1 o'clock tomorrow on 101.3 The Bear. You can join Philip Fetty and myself as we'll bring you Alderson Broadus football, AB playing host to Frostburg State tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bartley back, play action, going to the far side of the field, and Jones picks it off at the Robert C. Byrd 30, retreats back to the 20, now heads back up the field. 35, 40, gets a block. He's got a blocker out in front, 40 of Liberty, and then tripped up right around the 38-yard line. RCB's defense creating yet another turnover. It's a hat trick. 2 fumble recoveries and the interception there by Jones gives Robert C. Byrd's offense excellent starting field position.
Big play there. Liberty's starting to get a little momentum.
First and 10, Robert C. Byrd.
Yeah, Liberty behind Todd in the backfield and Bartley, the quarterback,
38-yard line.
moving it right there. Jones with a great play to get the ball back for his team. 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter. RCB has it first and 10 from the 38. The ball resting on the near side hash for quarterback Nick George. 6'2", 220-pound junior. So George will be back for his senior campaign. On the season, 7 TDs and no interceptions. Play action. Todd pumps, passes. He's got a man that is Junkins who goes up, hauls it in, and the ball comes free at the end of the play, incomplete, and that'll do it for the third quarter play. 40. This one, RCB carries the 41-0 lead into this last 12 minutes of play.
And the clock is rolling.
It's a rolling clock here at Winning as RCB has it in Mountaineer territory. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the Liberty 38.
Yeah, it looks like the fog's kind of eased up a little bit now. Kind of cleared off.
Yeah, visibility still not perfect, but a lot better than what it was just a few minutes ago. New quarterback in the game, a new running back, and we'll talk about that as That'll be Hunter Jackson on the carry, gets away on the far side and gets close to a first down. The new quarterback is Braden Brown, the 5'9", 155-pound freshman.
At quarterback, number 20, Braden Brown,
He's had a great freshman campaign.
5'9", 160-pound freshman.
And we talked about Hunter Jackson getting his first tote. I think that's his first carry of the season. Pistol look here is Brown. Actually, that's going to be an I formation. Brown under center. Hard count, pitch back, hanky on the turf is Jones. Had nothing but green pastures ahead on the near side. That infraction against Robert C. Byrd, the 7th of the game, will stop that play before it got started.
Illegal procedure is a call. It's Robert C. Byrd. 5-yard penalty. We play third down. Third down at 9.
So it'll be third down for the Flying Eagles. They need 9 yards to move the chains. The I formation. Receivers at both sides. Clock approaching the 10-minute mark. Pitch back goes to Jones. On the near side, strung out, tries to cut it back, and he's going to get hit hard and brought down right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play for Jones.
Jones on the carry.
So Robert C. Burr with no decision to be made here. They're going to go for it. And a wise move here, Coop. Anytime you try to punt it away, you have an opportunity for an issue. Plus, you want to get reps for your quarterback, Brown.
Yeah, it never hurts to have experienced backup.
Brown, the freshman, breaks camp with 10 seconds remaining on the play clock. Ball on the near side. Hard count, pitch back. And here comes Jones. Looking for a block. He can't get it. He'll get tackled for a loss on the play back to the 41-yard line as Julius Bartley, the 5'9", 165-pound junior, makes the play.
Stopped in the backfield. Liberty will take over on downs.
Liberty taking over on downs. Clock continues to turn as we're inside of 9 minutes to go. 41-0 RCB on top here in this 4th period of play. We've been talking with Coach Gurrell yesterday about this past week of preparation. Very excited about his team's attitude. Said they were really working hard, focused and driven, as there'll be a timeout. There as well, the 5'9", 205-pound senior. Scoring updates. Bridgeport leading Musselman still. That one 49-20. As it's been Andrew Todd, the workhorse, carrying the football for Liberty here in the second half. He gets another carry. He goes forward and he'll work his way to the 44-yard line. Strong run inside, getting a tough 2 yards. As we look around the world of Class AA, Herbert Hoover extending their lead over number 1 Polka, 21-0. Independence all over Wyoming East, 60-8. Lincoln leading Philip Barber, 56-0 in the fourth quarter play. Point Pleasant, 34. Ripley, zip. And North Marion still on top of Frankfort, 28-12.
It's third down.
Clock nearing the 7-minute mark of this fourth and final frame of play. I formation for the Mountaineers. We've seen it throughout this second half. Quick pass on the far side, incomplete. Intended receiver Dodd. Defensively for the Flying Eagles, that was John Palagino in coverage, the 5'8", 165-pound senior. And Coop, you look at it, you say you'd love to get back here for one more home game. But if you can't, what a way for these seniors to go out with a definitive effort here, a 41-0 lead, an opportunity to potentially shut out a very good Liberty offense. Everything going the right way for the Flying Eagles. These seniors couldn't ask for a better way to depart one Eagle way. Bartley with a toss, far side complete. Dodd's got it. He'll move forward, get the first down, and get to the RCB 44.
Bill, you couldn't be more correct. I mean, that's what a way to go out for sure.
Palagino combining with Jonah Fowler, the 6', 185-pound senior, as they make the stop, but not before the Mountaineers pick up a fresh set of downs. Now we operate inside of 6 minutes to go, and Liberty taking their time in the huddle. Really impressed with this quarterback. I think Bartley's got a bright future for the Mountaineers. 5'9", 165-pound junior. Strong arm. He'll operate from the I formation under center. He'll stand back up, take a long look at the Robert C. Byrd defense. The officials step in. It'll be a flag on the play, 5-yard mark off. Actually, it's a delay of game this time. Unofficially, 55 yards.
Replay first down.
They'll move it back to the 49-yard line. Rolling clock here at one Eagle way. Bartley loses it, regains it, hands it off to Todd. He'll be met at the line of scrimmage and brought down there. Defensively, Isaac Bordelot, another senior with that stop. Now Bordelot, the 6', 205-pounder, been a major contributor throughout this season.
Second down and 15.
So Coach Carell getting a lot of players opportunities to get some valuable reps here. Building a little bit of depth as we approach the postseason. Pistol cocked to the right. Hand off Todd, squirts forward. Gets to the Robert C. Byrd 46. 3-yard gain on that second down carry. You knew it was going to be a good week for Robert C. Byrd as they were number 12 going into the bye week, and they move up to number 11. So moving up without playing a game, that's always a good sign.
Third down.
Clock rolling near the 3.5 mark of this fourth and final frame.
That's like you were saying, Bill. There's still some football to be played, and these teams were so close with record-wise that teams could probably move 3 or 4 or 5 spots.
Has a good potential for it. And for Robert C. Byrd, if they could bump 3 spots, they'd be in that 8th spot and would be able to host. Bartley kept it himself, came to the near side, picked up 6, and gets to the Robert C. Byrd 40-yard line. So, yeah, you're right. A lot of jockeying can take place between this coming poll and the season-ending poll the following week.
Sure, 2 more. This week plus another week of football.
At that time, we'll see exactly how things unfold. Not sure exactly how far Polka will fall, the number 1 team losing 21-0 to Herbert Hoover. Hoover proving that they belong in that lofty number 2 ranking. Bartley with a quick strike near side, hit as he releases it. Incomplete. Stopping the clock with 2:33 remaining. The RCB looking for their first shutout. Or excuse me, not first. It would be their second shutout as they shut out Elkins 56-0 in the open. And RCB now takes it over on downs. They've got it first down. Rolling clock with 2 minutes remaining. And so it's a feather in a cap for a defensive coordinator anytime you can get a shutout. Robert Seabird's defense has played well throughout this one. They definitely earned this shutout.
Extremely well, that's right.
I formation for the quarterback, Braden Brown. Pitch back to Hunter Jackson. Tries the far side, turns the corner into Mountaineer territory, cuts back and pushed out of bounds on the Mountaineers sideline, right around the 42-yard line. 18-yard pickup on the play for Jackson.
Hunter Jackson on the carry.
So we're seeing Coach Corral go to his bench on both offense and defense, building that experience that we talked about. It's so important. You never know when you're going to have a key injury. You need somebody to step up and get the job done. It's times like this that gives a coach confidence in players to see what they can do. Obviously, in practice, it's one story. But under the Friday night lights, it's a little bit harder to duplicate that process. Pitch back to Jackson. He corrals it and tries the near side. Gets a block to the 30 and brought down at the 28-yard line. Pick up at 13 on the play, and RCB in a hurry as the clock getting to 35 seconds and turning.
Stick around for a special blackout performance of our competition show, The Heist. Where the
That might do it.
will go down.
Clock rolling at 25 seconds and turning.
Following the band's
Sideline
performance
warning on both teams.
There'll be a fireworks show.
Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct, excuse me.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams.
It's called on both teams, but RCB manages, well, that's where they were to begin with. 28-yard line for RCB, and that'll do it. Our final score, 41-0. RCB wins it over the Liberty Mountaineers. Break to take the People's Bank Post.
And that's the Robert C. Byrd Flying Eagles, 41. The Liberty Mountaineers, nothing.
Be careful going to Virginia.
Grandson will.
Now, what was the final score of this game?
41-0.
What?
To 0.
To 0. And how many did Liberty score against Grafton Pussycat?
I think they did. Maybe once or twice.
Huh?
Maybe once or twice.
See, Mr. Rhodes.
I think it was 41-37, wasn't it? Something like that?
No, I don't think it was.
Maybe we better check the score when we go home.
I think think it was 41 to 34.
To John Cooper as we
Either way,
look back at RCB's huge victory here, 41-0 over the Liberty Mountaineers in this game. One of the key players for Robert Seabird offensively was the quarterback, Nick George. George with a pair of touchdown tosses, also a touchdown run to propel Robert Seabird offensively. Now defensively, the main man, Evan Warren, a handful of sacks in this one. A lot of key plays defensively, and Robert Seabird with a total team win here against the very game Mountaineer squad. We look back at the scoring. It started out with a 5-yard TD run from Jeremiah King. Warren got the second touchdown on a 7-yard run. 34-yard pass play from George to Junkins. Then George to Junkins again for another touchdown. That one a 21-yarder. And then George runs it in from 6 yards out. And the final score of the game, a 26-yard run by Aiden Morris with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Now we turn our attention to stats for both teams.
For the Liberty Mountaineers, Childers had 20 rushes for 125 yards. Todd, 10 carries for 24. Bartley, 8 for -45. Bartley in the passing department was 4 of 13 for 31 yards. Dodd, 2 receptions for 13 yards. Knapp, 1 for 6. Dodd, 1 for 12. For the RCB Flying Eagles, Jeremiah King, 9 carries, 88 yards and a TD. Warren, 2 rushes for 14 yards and a TD. Jones had 2 carries for 3 yards. George, 3 carries for 30 yards and a TD. And Morris, 2 for 26 and a TD. Jackson also had 4 carries for 34 yards. Passing, George was 5 of 11 for 110 yards and 2 TDs. Junkins, 2 catches for 55 yards and 2 TDs. Jones had 1 for 46. Hilliard, 1 of 11. And Clark was 5 of 6 PATs.
Let's look at stats for both teams. Robert Seabird wins it. Final score 41-0. Now we look forward to next Friday. Robert Seabird traveling to Philip Barber, finishing up the regular season with a lock-up with the Colts. 6:45 for the People's Bank pregame show and the kick at 7. You don't want to miss that one. That's next week. And again, don't forget, Alderson Broaddus University football tomorrow, 1 o'clock kick. Philip Fetty and me will bring you the action as they will host Frostburg State in a huge MEC tilt. Special thank you to Evan Farrell back in the studio. We appreciate his hard work this evening. And Coop, a job well done as they turn the lights out here at One Eagle Way. They're going to have a special show here coming up, I guess a blackout show, so be careful going down those bleachers.
I might need you to hold my hand.
So our final score once again from One Eagle Way, 41-0. RCB wins it. So for John Cooper, I'm Bill Nestor saying thanks for tuning in. Take care, and God bless.